2024 has been an interesting year in music. Some of the biggest names in the industry either shattered records with their album sales or completely flopped, while some new artists had unexpectedly huge sales. In this video, we look at every album that sold surprisingly well in 2024. Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter, who had already started to gain traction with her 2022 album Emails I Can't Send, absolutely exploded in 2024 with her latest release, Short and Sweet. The album is her 6th studio project, and it marked a turning point in her career that only a few saw coming. She had gathered momentum with hits like Nonsense and Feather, but it all skyrocketed with the lead single Espresso, which became a global smash. Peaking at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, it became one of the most streamed songs of the year, with over 1.3 billion streams on Spotify alone. She followed that up with the single Please Please Please, which was released on June 6, 2024, alongside a music video featuring Barry Cogan. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100, making it her first ever #1 hit. But Sabrina wasn't done yet. When she dropped her album on August 23, she also released the 3rd single, Taste, which skyrocketed to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. With all this momentum, it's no surprise that Short and Sweet debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, making it her first ever chart-topping album. But its opening week was on another level. The album pulled in a staggering 362,000 album equivalent units sold in its first week, and held on to the top spot for 2 more weeks. Just 2 months after its release, it has already sold over 1.2 million units in the US alone. The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chaperone. Chaperone's The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess might have dropped in 2023, but 2024 was the year she truly broke through, thanks to her viral hit Good Luck Babe, which was released on April 5, 2024. She found herself catapulted into the mainstream. The song has now accumulated over 700 million streams on Spotify, and peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. As the song blew up, so did her previous work. Tracks from her album started to gain momentum too, with Hot to Go climbing to number 16 and Pink Pony Club reaching number 26 on the Billboard Hot 100. Her momentum initially started due to her spot as the opening act on Olivia Rodrigo's Guts Well tour, which exposed her to a massive audience. Then her music did the rest. By early 2024, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess was being hailed as a sleeper hit, gaining a cult following that helped it sell over 1 million units in the US this year alone. Chaperone capped off her breakthrough year with an epic performance at the MTV Video Music Awards, where she took home the Moon Man for Best New Artist. While she seems to be having a hard time adjusting to fame, there's no denying that she's one of the biggest breakout stars of her generation. Fireworks and Rollerblades by Benson Boon. Benson Boon may have seemed like he came out of nowhere, but 2024 was his year. His smash hit Beautiful Things not only reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it also claimed the top spot on the UK singles chart. The song became one of the biggest tracks of the year, racking up over 1.3 billion streams on Spotify. While his follow-up single Slow It Down didn't make quite the same impact, it still managed to peak at number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100, solidifying him as a rising star in the music world. When his album Fireworks and Rollerblades dropped, it debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200, pulling 58,000 album equivalent units in its first week. But here's the interesting part. The album didn't just fade away. Over time, it grew and it grew, eventually selling close to 1 million units in the US. With that, Benson Boon has proven that he's not just a flash in the pan, he's here to stay. Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going by Shabzi. Shabzi has been grinding in the underground country scene for years, but 2024 finally saw him break into the mainstream. After contributing to Beyonce's new album Cowboy Carter, his career skyrocketed with the release of his absolute smash hit, a bar song Tipsy. The track topped the Billboard Hot 100 and has stayed there for an incredible 11 weeks at the time of this video. Riding that momentum, his 3rd studio album, Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going, debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, selling 50,000 album equivalent units in its first week. The album has been a slow burner. Over the course of 2024, it has accumulated over 712,000 units in the US, which is pretty impressive for an artist who was virtually unknown outside of the country scene just a few months ago. It is clear that he is set up for even bigger things in the future. Deeper Well by Casey Musgraves. In 2024, Casey Musgrave showed once again that her star power hasn't dimmed with her 6th studio album Deeper Well, proving that she is still one of the most beloved figures in country music. She first teased the album during a Grammy commercial on February 4, 2024. Released on March 15, Deeper Well debuted on number 2 on the Billboard 200, with 97,000 album equivalent units sold in its first week. The album's 66,000 pure sales and 38 million on-demand streams marked the biggest opening week of her career, debuting behind only Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine. It is a testament to Casey's consistent ability to connect with her listeners, even years after her Album of the Year Grammy-winning breakout with Golden Hour. Bratz by Charli XCX. Charli XCX had her mainstream moments in 2024 with Bratz, her 6th studio album, released on June 7. She has been long regarded as an underground pop icon. The album leaned into early 2000s club nostalgia with a modern twist to craft a record that both critics and fans loved. With an amazing 95 out of 100 on Metacritic, it became the highest rated album of 2024. But what truly made Bratz stand out was the viral Bratz summer trend. The distinct album cover style and its signature shade of green became memes and are even being used in the 2024 US presidential election. In the UK, Bratz debuted on number 2, blocked by Taylor Swift's The Tortured Poets Department, while in the US, it landed at number 3 on the Billboard 200 with 77,000 units sold in its first week, making it her highest charting album ever. It has now sold over 500,000 units in the US. Beyond sales, Bratz became a cultural phenomenon and one of the biggest moments of the year. The Secret of Us by Gracie Abrams. Gracie Abrams also had a breakout year in 2024. Known as the daughter of Hollywood director J.J. Abrams, she was already on the rise, but her 2nd studio album, The Secret of Us, released on June 21, 2024, marked her biggest moment yet. Her country pop sound, refined through her time as an opening act on Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, made some of the Swifties her fans. Then the album had a big debut, entering at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with 89,000 album equivalent units sold in its first week, becoming Gracie's highest charting release to date. After a nomination for Best New Artist at the 2024 Grammy Awards, she is clearly positioned to blow up in the coming years. Charm by Clairo. For Clairo, 2024 was the year she made waves in the music industry with Charm, her 3rd studio album. Released on July 12, the album was preceded by the single Sexy to Someone, which performed decently on the charts, but set the stage for the rest of the project. Critics loved the album, scoring at 82 out of 100 on Metacritic. It also marked her commercial breakthrough, debuting on number 8 on the Billboard 200 with 49,000 album equivalent units sold. The album gained momentum when the music video for Juna went viral and the song topped the TikTok Billboard Top 50 chart. Clairo's experimental and charming sound is pushing her to the forefront of today's music scene. I am sure she is poised for even bigger things. Orquídeas by Kali Uchis. Kali Uchis continues to prove that she is a force to be reckoned with in the music industry. Her 4th studio album, Orquídeas, dropped in early 2024, and it quickly became her highest charting album to date. It debuted on number 2 on the Billboard 200 with 69,000 units in its first week, making it her 2nd top 10 effort, following 2023's Red Moon in Venus. Her Spanglish sound has resonated worldwide, which is impressive for an underground artist. But it's not just about the numbers. Orquídeas is one of the most critically acclaimed albums of the year, scoring an impressive 88 out of 100 on Metacritic. Kali has solidified herself as one of the leading voices in the English Latin music scene, and she is only expanding her reach. 2093 by Yeat. Yeat is a name that keeps popping up in the rap world, and 2024 was no exception. His 4th studio album, 2093, not only debuted on number 2 on the Billboard 200, but it also became his highest charting album yet. In the first week, the album sold 70,000 album equivalent units, proving that Yeat is building one of the most loyal fan bases in rap today. He has been steadily releasing music over the past few years, and 2024 showed that consistency pays off. With 2093, Yeat has solidified his spot as one of the most consistent sellers in the rap game right now. It is clear that he's not slowing down anytime soon. Days Before Rodeo by Travis Scott. Finally, let's talk about Travis Scott. and his fan favorite mixtape Days Before Rodeo, which originally dropped way back in 2024 on his SoundCloud. Fast forward 10 years, and Travis finally released it on streaming platforms to celebrate its anniversary on August 18, 2024. Fans were hyped. The mixtape, now remastered and stripped of a guest verse from T.I., debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with an impressive 361,000 album equivalent units sold in its first week, driven by 331,000 pure album sales, which is crazy. Travis lost out on the top spot to Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet by a razor-thin margin of fewer than 600 copies. But when the vinyl version dropped, Days Before Rodeo climbed to number 1 in its 4th week, showing that Travis's influence and fanbase have only grown stronger over the years. Which albums did I miss? Tell me in the comments below.